All right, everyone, look at this. I'm actually in my car, but look at this. Oh, I'm in my car. Nah, people don't care about that. They want to look at this. Yes, I managed to snag a Super Nintendo Classic Edition or SNES Classic Edition. I'm actually really excited about it. And I'm going to be honest. Even though I have more fond memories of the Super Nintendo than the NES, just because when the NES was around, I was a little too young to be bothered with. But I still wanted one. But I actually think the game selections on this version is a better selection in terms of like mass appeal, and I have more fond memories of the 16-bit generation than I did with the 8-bit generation. So even though I really wanted a NES Classic, of course Nintendo is going to re-release it next year, which is good. And this also just shows you, at least in this day of age, it's not necessarily dumb to just assume that, you know, once something's discontinued, it's discontinued forever, because especially something like this, where in fact it's actually using the same board in the SNES Classic as the NES Classic, which explains why they're using the same Wii remote style controller ports. You know, if you ever had a Wii or Wii U with the Wii remotes, there was like a connector. The NES Classic in this version uses the same connector. Now it makes sense why, because they're pretty much using the same board. Now, of course, you know, the connectors, you know, are in front here, well, behind this flap here. And the NES Classic, they're on the side. But they're essentially using the same kind of board. And yes, I got this at Target, just because I started at work at 9, Target opens at 8, and here's a quick story. I woke up at 7, I quickly got ready, made some coffee on my Keurig, got in my car, went to Target, stood in line, they handed out tickets. I was 23 in line, and they had about 42, 44 of these things in the store. So, yeah. What else? And I know some people are going to be saying, what's the big deal? You can play all these games on emulation. And in fact, at least as of this video, the Star Fox 2 game on the SNES has already been dumped online. So, yeah, you can't play all these same games either on the Raspberry Pi, on your computer, on your phone. I wanted one just because I just think it's pretty cool. You know, it's actually kind of nice, you know, like a company like Nintendo would come out with an official product, and not one like, say, like the flashback systems, you know, like they do like with the Sega Genesis games and the Atari games. Even though those are licensed from Atari and Sega, they're manufactured by a third-party company and distributed from a third-party company. This is all internal through Nintendo. And I think that's one of the difference. Plus, people have more nostalgia for Nintendo than they do with Atari and Sega. Now, there are people out there. I am nostalgic for Sega and Atari. As you guys know, I do have a complete collection of Atari Jaguar games for the Atari Jaguar, including the Jaguar CD. So it's not like I'm hating on the other names. It's just when it came to the 90s, you know, late 80s up to mid 90s, up until the N64 came out, people had nostalgia for Nintendo. So I think that's part of the reason why. But yeah, this is $80, so it's $20 more than the NES Classic, but at least you get an extra controller. So yeah. Let's see. I'll just end the video here because I gotta go into work. I'm actually in the parking lot at my job right now. So yeah, I'll end it here. Super excited about this. Expect an unboxing video very shortly. Well, at least hopefully tonight. I should be able to tonight, or at least sometime later today. So yeah, that's it. Like always, have a good one. Leave those comments down below. Like this video, share this video, subscribe if you're not a subscriber. And like always, have a good one. If you do subscribe, hit that bell icon.